Welcome everyone to this lovely virtual version of our First Unitarian Church in New Bedford. I am reporting live from my dining room. I welcome you into my home. I miss all of you so much. I can't wait to see your faces. I look forward to the conversation that Eileen will be hosting after our lovely service on Zoom. If you didn't receive an invite, reach out to Sarah and she'll be able to send you something, or go to our website, uunewbedford.org. I would like to begin by lighting our chalice, and I have this version here. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, vision, and joy. So, opening words. Where to even begin on this sensational, actually Friday evening, in all honesty. But it is really Sunday in our spiritual time. So I would like to begin with a piece of writing that I found among the Unitarian Universalist Religious Educators thread of information. And it comes actually from John Lewis's book. And it's the prologue, actually, from Walking with the Wind. John Lewis, as you may know, worked with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a key leader of the civil rights movement, a U.S. congressman, a stand-up figure for human rights and justice. So he starts the book with this tremendous story of his family and his cousins and his homeland, how his father ends up in Troy, Alabama. They are sharecroppers. They are on the land of the Choctaws, the Chickasaws, and the Creeks. They are harvesting the soil of many years of harvest. And he's talking about a storm that's coming up, and he's with his aunt Seneba. So there's this terrible storm, wind is going, they're in Alabama, and this is how the story goes. She tells all of the cousins to line up and hold hands. She said, "Do as you're told." And she walked us as a group toward the corner of the room that was rising, because the floorboards were being lifted and the house was almost as if it was going to go off into the storm. As soon as one part of the house would shift, she had the children walk there. And so it went back and forth. 15 children walking with the wind, holding that trembling house down with the weight of our small bodies. More than half a century had passed since that day. And it had struck me more than once over those many years that our society is not unlike the children in that house, rocked again and again by the winds of one storm or another, the walls around us seeming at times as if they might fly apart. It seemed that way in the 1960s at the height of the civil rights movement, when America itself felt as if it might burst at the seams. So much tension, so many storms. But the people of conscience never left the house. They never ran away. They stayed. They came together and they did the best they could. They would do it over and over again. And that is exactly what we did. We knew another storm would come, and it would, and we did it. All of us, you and I, the children holding hands, walking with the wind. That is the story in essence of my life, he writes, of the path to which I've committed since I turned from a boy to a man, and to which I remain committed today. He says it's the path that extends beyond distinction. It tends to separate us as human beings rather than bring us together. And that path involves nothing less than the pursuit of the most precious and pure concept I have ever known, and an ideal I discovered as a young man and that has guided me like a beacon ever since. And this concept is called the beloved community. And let me tell you how I came to understand that concept, how it ushered me into the heart of the most meaningful and monumental movement of this American century, and how it might steer us all where we deserve to go next. Let me tell you about my life, John Lewis says in Walking with the Wind. An imperfect world of suffering, injustice, but an opportunity to act. John Lewis, Walking with the Wind. Definitely going to read that book because I only got as far as the prologue, in all honesty. Okay, it is time to greet one another. Hello, all my friends. My dog is upstairs for the bark factor, but if you are with your people, say hi. Otherwise, it is now time to recite our covenant together. We come together as a religious community, upholding freedom of conscience, right relationship, and the inherent worth of all people. We value our diversity and pledge to care for one another in the spirit of compassion, to speak and listen to each other with respect, and to promote justice and kindness in our world. I forgot I'm connected. Okay. I would like to take this moment to light a candle or two. And I have my chalice to take our flame. I light this candle for our Minister Karen. And I light this candle for peace, justice, and kindness in the world. All of what our covenant is, the words we recite each Sunday, I often find myself saying them all the time. I light this candle for the wisdom of our church and the beauty of the words that allow us to live by goodness. And then our final candle, I light for the past, the present, and the future. For all those who wish for the opportunity to be together in spirit, to find a home, to enjoy solitude, or just to have the opportunity to be. At this time, you know, here we are, election reflection. And I anticipate a lively conversation on Zoom. And as an educator and one who needs to remain neutral at all times with my students and respect the privacy and make sure that I model myself as someone who honors our covenant. And reflection and understanding and uniting and healing and renewing is exactly, I think, what we need to do and where we need to go. And I know there's work ahead. I know there are so many things we hear, you know, regardless of the outcome. If, oh my gosh, I can't believe, violence, good, bad. I just ultimately want the spirit of our community and the spirit within all of us to remain active. We need to continue to show up. If you are in need, may you have the wisdom or opportunity to reach out, or at least let someone know, or find a way to come together and know that we can get through this. Just because it works for some, it doesn't work for others. And that's what our children are seeing. So as much as I want to get into this election reflection, I'm going to leave that for Eileen, our lovely Board of Trustee member, to lead that conversation. I also just want to remind everyone that 2020 November is a month that we're all going to remember. Here I am as a poet. I just rhymed and I didn't even know it. So I'm going to leave this short and lovely little virtual Sunday, even though it's a Friday, with a reminder of John Lewis and his concept of beloved community. Because that's ultimately, I think, where we need to reach towards. Whether it's just being a responsible citizen, or just slowing down, staying safe, doing what you can for others, wearing your mask and practicing good measures. We are in a pandemic. So I leave you with the good wisdom and will to carry on, to move forward, and know that we will all soon be together. Maybe it's outside, maybe it's not until spring, but I offer you peace and friendship and love. I see your beauty, I hear your needs, I totally feel your feelings, and I honor that source within you or the higher power. Let us work together, my friends. May you go now in peace. May you know that we are thinking of everyone. And over and out.